So the last week or so after George Floyd's death has been kind of weird, kind of strange. I'm seeing a lot of people reach out to me and kind of say, "Hey, how can I be helpful?" And these are white folks. I've seen a lot of corporations kind of taking a stance against racism and police brutality, and again, taking these stances as if they are looking to be helpful. And again, I'm seeing a bunch of my friends reaching out to me, sending me texts inboxes on Facebook saying, how can we be helpful? So I thought to myself, well, how can white folks be helpful? How can white people be helpful in this race or this struggle to get equality, justice, and freedom for black people? So I came up with a list of about 9 things that I'll share with you all. And the name of the story or the email that I'm sending out to everyone is called Dear White People, Here are 9 ways that you can help the black community. So if you're interested, come on over to the other side and we'll talk about it. Welcome to my channel. I talk about all things money, wealth, business, stocks, taxes, insurance, even corporate sponsorship as it relates to black wealth to a certain degree. And so today's video is about an email I'm about to send out to my list. And it's called, and so I go through and I explain, I say, dear white people, here are 9 things that you can do to help the black community if you are really serious about helping the black community. And so I kind of run off a list of 9 things, some personal, some corporate, because again, we've had personal people ask, what can they do? And we had corporations acting as if they want to help the struggle or the movement. So here are the 9 things, and I'm going to read them to you in order, right? So let's start with personal support. What can individuals do, non-black individuals do to help the black community? And so these are my ideas. Number 1, open a bank account with a black-owned bank. Deposit $1,000 into it. So deposit $1,000 into a black-owned bank. There's roughly 21 black-owned banks across the United States, and in grand total, they have approximately $5 billion in deposits. It's really hard to build a community when we don't have banks with good amount of assets to conduct lending for mortgages, for cars, for business loans, and really grow that community. So on a personal level, you can give, or not, it's not even give, it's brand, it's free. It's sprinkling new, right? You just establish a bank account, they're FDIC insured, and you put $1,000 in there. So that will help increase the deposit base of black-owned businesses across the country. Number 2, go find your favorite black-owned business and spend a minimum of $1,000 with them every year. The biggest employers of black people in this country outside of the government are black-owned businesses. So there's a reason why the national unemployment average has always been out of sync with black unemployment. Usually black unemployment is higher. And even though Donald Trump tries to tout that he's done a lot for black unemployment, he really hasn't, because unemployment, the number is kind of tricky. They only count the people who are actually applying for unemployment to be unemployed. Everybody's kind of forgotten about all those who are out there hustling and bustling, and they don't have a job. They're not looking for a job, and they're making their own way. They're not considered unemployed. So, you got to be careful when you look at some of these statistics that many people throw out. Number 3, donate $1,000 annually to a historically black college or university. The majority of our doctors, our engineers, and our lawyers come from HBCUs. So what better way to support the black community and education in the black community by helping an HBCU? By the way, I looked at the record of endowment, or the level of endowment, a few years ago. I haven't looked recently, but the last time I looked, it was less than $20 billion. Schools like Harvard and Yale have way over $20 billion in endowment. So it's really hard for these schools to compete a lot of times. And a lot of times black children tend to go to non-HBCU schools because they have more resources a lot of times because of the money out of the endowment. Well, if we make it possible for Black scholars, Black athletes to go to more Black-owned schools, they'll have a more competing chance at television money, resource money, advertising money, and sponsorship if they get better athletes at their school. So give more money to Black colleges so they then in turn give more scholarships to their students and hopefully recruit more Black athletes and Black scholars. Number 4, contribute $1,000 annually to a Black professional organization. You have the Black MBAs, you have NSBE, which is the National Society of Black Engineers. You have the National Association of Black Journalists. I'm actually a member of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists, which is the founding chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists. And we provide scholarships for many of our young high school and even middle school students. And so it's not just college. We are recruiting and hopefully cultivating Black journalists to live on for decades and decades and centuries to come. So those are just 4 personal things that any non-Black person can do to help the Black community. Now let's look at corporate support. What are some things that these corporations that are saying that they feel is an injustice to Black people in this country and where they're going to support? So number 1, deposit $1 million into Black-owned banks. I mean, there's only 21 of them. You could literally, many of these major corporations could literally take $21 million. And for many companies like an Apple or an Exxon or some others or Twitter, that's a drop in the bucket for them. And they could deposit $1 million in each one of these banks. Again, there's only roughly 21 throughout the country. Again, that would help increase the asset base, the deposit base of the banks. So they then in turn could lend to the Black community. And we all know that the Black community is still suffering redlining to this day by many of the other major banks. But that's another topic for another time. Number 2, for corporate spend. Commit 30% of your annual spend, right? Of all the money you spend to Black-owned vendors. Get more Black-owned vendors in your supply chain. Be aggressive about getting Black-owned vendors in your supply chain. And commit 30%. That again will create more employment opportunities in the Black community. It would help people fund their businesses that have dreams. It would help send families to school. It would help them to be able to afford to take on more loans. It would help create a better quality of life in the Black community, probably almost overnight. Number 3, gift an HBCU $100,000 annually. Gift a couple of HBCUs $100,000 annually. With those gifts, again, HBCUs can help to strengthen their endowments. They can give more scholarships to their students, and they can make more of their organizations world-class. Number 4, contribute $100,000 annually to Black professional organizations. These organizations, a lot of times, like I've listed before, will help organizations in their respective industry become world-class and help them become better and help give them the resources to become better. Whether it's funding to travel to a conference to get extra education, learning, and networking, or if it's, some of these Black professional organizations will give small grants and scholarships so people can get equipment and things like that to get their career up and going. It can help out tremendously. Number 9, again, for all the corporations that say they're concerned about the Black community, how about commit to increasing their workforce? Not just workforce though, but their workforce, their C-suite, and their board to 30%. Have Black employees, Black professionals in the C-suite, Black professionals in management, and Black professionals on the board. So begin that. And one of the ways, again, that you can do that is do more recruiting at HBCUs. I know some corporations do, but not all do. If you're really serious, for those corporations that said they're concerned about the Black community, you can take one or you can take all of these things that I listed down. for those individuals that are concerned and they're not Black and they want to help the Black community. Those 4 things are things that would help immediately with the Black community. Now, I talked about Black professional organizations. Again, I myself am a member of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists. So if any of you feel like putting your money to work, where you're seeing it go towards scholarships and helping young professionals and mid-level professionals advance in their careers so they can help cover the news, right, in a less biased fashion or non-biased fashion that we see in mainstream media, do me a favor, make a contribution to the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists. The links will be here. You can give through PayPal. You can give through Cash App. Go over to our website, which is www.phillyabj.com. But after you've watched this, tell me what you think. Are these things, do you think these things are meaningful solutions? Can they work? Can they help make a dent in the inequality that's going on in the Black communities throughout the United States of America today? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Kamari Ellis. I'll be back really soon with another video.